Let us now proceed to problem number 4. Find the angle from line 1 to line 2 where line 1 is a vertical line and line 2 has a slope 1/2. Okay, let us recall from our lesson on slopes. Line 1 has a vertical line 1 is a vertical line, so what do you expect with the slope? It is undefined slope. How about the slope of line 2? Slope of line 2 is 1/2. So the question is, find the angle formed from line 1 to line 2. So if the slope of line 2 is 1/2, let's say for example here 1, this could be the line positive positive slope, so to the right direction. And then let us try to have a vertical line here. This will be our line 1. This will be our line 1 and this will be our line 2. Right? Line 1 is a vertical line, so its slope is undefined. And line 2 we have here positive, so it's going to the right direction. So therefore the angle formed is from line 1 to line 2 is what? It's an obtuse angle. So what is the measure of this angle theta that is formed from line 1 to line 2? Line 1 is a vertical, line 2 slope is 1/2. So the angle here is an obtuse angle. So let us now try to solve. So when say undefined yung line 1, slope of line 1, okay, we can assign values as 1/0. Okay, 1/0 is still undefined. So to solve for the angle, we have here the formula m sub 2 minus m sub 1 over 1 plus m sub 2 times m sub 1. Then tangent theta, so substitute 1/2 minus 1/0 plus 1 plus 1/2 times 1/0. Okay, next 1/2 minus 1/0 is 0 minus 2/0 over 1 plus 1/2 times 0 is 1 times 1 over 0 is 0. So let's continue this part. Tangent theta is equal to what? Negative 2/0 over 0 plus 1/0 is negative 2/1. Cancel na natin yung 0. Negative 2/1. 0 plus 1 is 1. So tangent theta is equal to negative 2. Solving for tangent theta using your calculator, press shift tangent negative 2. Which is equal to negative 63.43. Then here, what did I tell you when the angle slope is a negative? Okay, just add 180. So negative 63.43 plus 180 is 116.57 degrees. Is now the measure of the angle formed from line 1 to line 2. Diba? Tama? It is an obtuse angle. So that's how to solve for number 4. Let's proceed now to number 5. For number 5, we have find the slope of the line bisecting the angle from line 1 with slope 2 to line 2 with no slope. So we have here slope. Okay, slope of line 1 is 2, while the slope of line 1 is no slope. No slope means undefined slope. So undefined yung slope niya. So we will assign values of 1/0 again. Yan. m sub 2 is undefined, so slope is 1 over 0. Okay. Slope of line 1 is 2. Slope of line 2 is undefined. No slope kasi, so 1 over 0. So to sketch the two lines here, we have, if the slope of line 1 is 2, we can have here 1, 2 over 1. Yan. So this is line 1. Okay, line 1 with slope 2. How about line 2? Undefined slope niya, so dito naman. This is line 2. Slope is undefined. Say 1 over 0. Or, yes, dito tayo para 1 over 0, no? So, dito tayo sa line. For line 2, slope is undefined. So, we have 1 over 0. So, if we're going to bisect this angle from line 1 to line 2, yan, babisect natin. So, yun. Bisect. So, equal yung theta 1. Okay? Medyo hindi clear. Lalakyan natin yung line, okay? So, as you can see in the figure, line 1 has a slope of 2. Line 2 is a vertical line with no slope. So, it can be 1 over 0. So if we're going to bisect the angle formed from line 1 to line 2, then theta 1 is equal to theta 2. So equal yung dalawang angles na yun. So the question is, what is the measure of the slope of the angle bisector between the the angle bisector formed between the two lines. Alright. So what will we do here? Of course, we will form an equation again. Equal yung dalawang angles na yun. So, m for theta 1, we have m minus m sub 2. Hindi, m sub 1 pala. M minus m sub 1 all over 1 plus m times m sub 1. For theta 2 here, m sub 2 is line 2. So, m sub 2 minus m over 1 plus the product of m sub 2 times m. So that will be our equation now. Then substitute. So what we're trying to find here is m, slope of the angle bisector. Okay, slope of the angle bisector. Formed from line 1 to 2. Angle bisector of the angle formed from line 1 to line 2. So m sub 1 is 2. So we have m minus 2 over 1 plus the product of, yes, ano ba? Saan na ba? 1 plus 2m. Ito naman, m sub 2. So, we have 1 over 0 minus m over 1 plus m times 1 over 0. So, let's simplify this, the right part. m minus 2 over 1 plus 2m is equal to 1 minus m over 0 over 0 plus m. Okay. Tama ba? Hindi, teka. 1 over 0 minus m will be 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0 over 0. Over 0 plus m over 0. So, in short, erase na natin this part. So, let's continue in this part. M minus 2 over 1 plus 2m is equal to 1 over m. 1 over m na lang yan. Right? Cancel na yung 0. Diba? 1 minus 0 is 1 over 0. So, dito naman, m over 0. Cancel 0. Yun. Yung natira is 1 over m. Then, by cross multiplication, we have m squared minus 2m is equal to 1 plus 2m. Then, transpose 2m, m squared minus 4m minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation which we cannot solve by factoring. So we're going to solve for it by quadratic formula. Okay, let us now erase this part. Alright, so are you ready? M squared minus 4m minus 1 equals 0. So by quadratic formula, we have negative b, so positive 4 plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, bale plus 4 yan kasi negative yun, all over 2a, so 2 pa rin yan. So the answer is 4 plus and minus square root of 20 over 2. We can simplify this as 4 plus and minus square root of 20 is 5 times 4, so 2 square root of 5. 2 square root of 5 divided by 2. And still we can simplify this by divide all terms by 2. So 2 plus and minus square root of 5. So that is now the value of the slope of the angle bisector. But since there are two values of the slope which are 2 square root of 5 and 2 minus square root of 5, let us determine their equivalent decimal form. 2 plus square root of 5 is 4.2, while 2 minus square root of 5 is negative 0.23. Negative 0.23. So which slope are we going to choose? 4.2 or negative 0.23. So as you can see in the figure, the angle bisector has a positive slope because it's going to the right direction. So again, we will choose the positive slope, which is positive 4.2 or 2 plus square root of 5. So that is how to solve number 5. You can screenshot on this part. So let's proceed to problem number 6. Second to the last problem. We have number 6. Find the slope of the angle bisector of angle A in triangle ABC with vertices 1, 0, 6, 0, and 3, 5. First, let us draw the triangle in the Cartesian plane. For point A, we have 1, 0. For B, we have 6, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for C, we have 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connecting the points, we have formed a triangle. Yan. B is 6, 0. A is 1, 0. So what is the question here? Find the slope of the angle bisector of angle A. Okay, we have here angle A. Angle A is an acute angle and we're going to bisect. Question is, what is the slope of the angle bisector here? In which theta 1 is equal to theta 2. So first, we must know the slope of side AB and side AC. No need to solve the slope of side BC. So for the slope of side AB waves, ayan, 0. Ayan, 0 minus 0. 0 minus 0 is, okay, 0 na. Kasi 0 yung numerator. That means 0 yung AB. How about slope of AC? AC, we have 5 minus 0. We have 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 halves. Slope of AC is 5 halves, while slope of AB is 0. So what will be our equation? So equal again yung dalawang angle yan. Theta 1 is equal to theta 2. Then how do we solve for theta 1? For theta 1, we have m minus slope of AB over 1 plus slope m times slope of AB. Okay, by the way, m is the slope of the angle bisector, which is unknown. Okay, so let's continue. Equals for theta 2, slope of AC minus m over the product of slope of AC and m. So let us now substitute. Slope of AB is 0. m minus 0 over 1. 1 plus m times 0 equals, slope of AC is 5 halves minus m over 1 plus 5 halves m. M minus 0 is m plus over 1 plus 0 is 1. So m dito. Dito naman 5 minus 2m all over 2 over dito 2 5 plus m all over 2. So cancel 2. Then we will now cross multiply 2 plus 5m. 2 plus 5m times m. That becomes 2m plus 5m squared equals 5 minus 2m. So let us now continue. Let's continue on this part. Okay, we should not erase the graph so that we may be able to explain the solve angle later on. So let us erase on this part. So alam na natin yung slope niya. So from here, we have 5m squared. 2m plus 2m is 4m. Then minus 5 equals 0. So that is a quadratic equation again. So 5m squared. 5m squared. Ano ba? 5m squared times. So let us now solve for 5m squared plus 4m minus 5 using the what do you call that? Quadratic formula. Negative b plus and minus square root of 16 b squared minus 4ac. So plus 5 times 5, 25 times 4 is 100. Over 2 times 5 is 10. So simplifying, then we will form two values which is equal to, right, negative 2 plus and minus square root of 29 over 5. Yan. By yes, 116. 29 times 4. So yung 2 magiging 2 plus and minus 2 square root of 4. Negative 4 plus and minus 2 square root of 29 over 10. Simplifying, then the final answer is negative 2 plus and minus square root of 29 over 5. So let us try to solve the values of the two slopes, the negative and the positive one. Okay, let us erase on this part now. So for m, we have negative 2 plus square root of 29 over 2. We have another m, negative 2 minus square root of 29 over 5 pala. Okay, what is equivalent decimal value of these two? Negative 2 plus square root of 29 divided by 5 is 0.67 or 0.68, rounding up to the nearest hundredths. And how about this? Negative 2 minus square root of 29 divided by 5. This is negative 1.5. So as you can see in the figure, the slope of the angle bisector has a positive slope. Yes, because it's going to the right direction. So we will choose the value 0.68 or negative 2 plus square root of 29 all over 5. Okay, may all over 5 pa yan. Okay, let us now proceed to the last problem, number 7. For last number 7, a line with slope 1 bisects the angle from line 1 to line 2. What is the slope line 1 if the slope of line 2 is negative 1 now? This time we are given the slope of the angle bisector. The slope of line 2 is negative 1 up, 1 over 2. So if this is line 2 with its slope negative 1 up, and line 1, what is the slope of line 1? When the slope of the angle bisector is 1. So okay, somewhere here. Yan. This is the angle bisector M. So what is the slope of line 1? We'll try to solve that. So for slope of line 2, we have negative 1 up. Negative 1 up. And for the slope of the angle bisector is what? 1. So what will be our equation here? M sub 2 minus M over 1 plus M sub 2 M equals M minus M sub 1 over 1 plus M sub 2 M. I mean M sub 1. M sub 1 M. Then, substitution na tayo. Okay. So, what we're trying to find here is the slope of line 1. Yan. So, we have negative 1 half. Negative 1 half minus 1 all over 1 plus 1 half. The product of 1 half and 1. Okay. 1 plus M sub 2 times M. Okay, tama, 1 half. So, dito naman, okay, should be minus, no? Diba? Kasi negative yun. Then here, M, which is 1 minus M sub 1 over 1 plus M sub 1. Then, negative 1 half minus 1 is negative 3 halves over 1 minus 1 half is 1 half. O equals 1 minus M sub 1 over 1 plus M sub 1. So on this part, we can now cancel the denominator 2. So that ang natira na lang dito sa left side of the equation is negative 3. So that negative 3 times 1 plus M sub 1 is equal to 1 minus M sub 1. Negative 3 minus 3 M sub 1 equals 1 minus M sub 1. Negative 3 plus M sub 1 is negative 2 M sub 1 equals 1 plus 3 is 4. Therefore, M sub 1 is negative 2. So therefore, the slope of line 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 ba? Yes, negative 2. So that's the slope of line 1. So that ends our lesson on angle between two lines. This is part 2. So we will be going to the last week. The last topic will be the area of a triangle. So goodbye. I'll see you again next time. God bless.